Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Griffin and I am a skincare enthusiast where I want to help teach you how to learn more about your skin, the ingredients, what you're putting on there, and maybe help you find some products that you're going to want to try out and get excited about. So I had this idea of making a bunch of smaller videos where I go more in depth on one product at a time, and specifically products there aren't a lot of reviews, a lot of information out there on the internet for real people using them, because I think it's really important that we educate people. We bring out more anecdotal experiences with these products because a lot of people have never heard of them before, and B, if you have heard of them, you're probably going to be a little bit skeptical of trying them out if no one's really spoken about it before. All you see are those text reviews on the website, what you're not even sure are real or not, and are always prompted after you buy them. So then it's all like, oh, you can get $5 if you give a review, so you're encouraged to give a good review. It's sketchy. I really prefer it when I see people who have bought the products with their own money, which I always do, and will let you know if that ever does become a thing that isn't a thing, which I don't anticipate anytime soon, and can give the real experiences about, especially in a video where you can show off things like texture, feel, application, and all of that. This will be a mix of brands and products and experiences from both Western and Asian beauty, where I think there are a lot of Asian beauty products that nobody knows about besides people in those countries. There is a lot of content in that host country's language. Like there's a lot of Korean content out there, but for people like me who don't speak Korean, it's very important that I'm able to get information from something that I'm able to understand. And on the Western front, there's a lot of very small brands that don't get the same amount of hype. The Western beauty agenda just isn't there in the same way that the Asian beauty kind of people looking for these hidden gems, these really amazing products, I feel like isn't quite there yet. So I think there's a lot of value in looking at both types of products and trying to find out what works best, and maybe I can show people something new. Today I'm going to be talking about the Skin Active's 15% vitamin C serum, which I spoke about in my morning routine a couple of videos ago. And this is a really interesting product. To give you a little bit of context, Skin Actives is a company that was founded back in 2006 by Dr. Hannah Sivak, who has a PhD in chemistry, and the whole idea of the brand is to really bring out the effectiveness of active ingredients and bring skincare education and knowledge to the masses. It's an interesting company in that they make a lot of their own products, but also sell these ingredients individually in case you want to formulate your own, play a little bit of chemistry. And they're also a white label company, which means if you are a brand, but you don't want to kind of formulate your own product. Formulating your own product is extremely expensive, requires a lot of research and design, requires a lot of different people in there. You can go approach a company that already makes these formulas and ask them to supply you the products and put your own label onto it and maybe change out a little bit of a formula to make it slightly customized. It is a company that is based and manufactured in the United States in Arizona, and they are completely cruelty-free, where they will never test on animals in case that is important to you. I believe they do have some products that are not vegan, so you're gonna have to just take a look at the ingredients list if that is something that is important to you, but for the most part, I think everything seems to be pretty safe regarding that. You can see from their best-selling products that the things that they really are selling a lot of are the ingredients with tried and true actives, like the vitamin C, like the vitamin A, also known as retinoid creams out there. And they have a lot of stuff not just for your skin, but for your hair, for your lashes, for all of those different types of things that you might want to treat about your skin. The reason that I bought this serum in the first place is because I was looking for very good vitamin C formulations that used ascorbic acid and came in pump containers. This is very important because vitamin C is an ingredient that is very unstable to the environment. It's going to go bad very quickly if it isn't contained properly, and one of the best ways to contain it is inside of a very good pump container. The reasons why you might want to use vitamin C is that vitamin C is an extremely good antioxidant and skin brightening agent, where if you have something like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, you have scarring, you have just weird textures and colors going on in your face, vitamin C is going to be one of the best solutions for that problem. And it also includes a host of other benefits like collagen production, but also it works very well with sunscreen to help kill the free radicals out there and help boost the sun protection factor of that sunscreen even further in tandem with those really awesome benefits. Vitamin C in skincare comes in a lot of different forms. You're going to hear things like magnesium isophosphate, like sodium isophosphate, like asorboglutamate. They all have their own little quirks. They're all derivatives of vitamin C. There are a lot of great resources on all the different types of vitamin Cs out there from actual professionals in the industry that I very highly suggest that you check out after, during, before you watch this video. But long story short, ascorbic acid is the most studied and the most proven to be effective vitamin C ingredient for your skin. This is most going to be seen in the L version of the ascorbic acid, where you're going to have both an L and a D ascorbic acid that are slightly different variations over this acid, which is the one that we also are eating and consuming to, chug all the vitamin C so you don't get a cold in the middle of the winter. The L ascorbic acid, being the most skin tolerable, does have disadvantages in the same time because it is so reactive and so potent, where it can cause some irritation, it will go bad very quickly, but it has the most proven benefits out of any of these, and thus is the one that I always will look for, because we have so many ways now of being able to preserve this ingredient well. Talking about this product in particular, the Skin Actives, it's a very typical vitamin C serum that you're going to be finding. The one that kind of brought vitamin C serums into the limelight of, wow, this is such an amazing effective product, was the SkinCeuticals Vitamin C. And that uses 3 main ingredients to get that effect that have become so famous and so effective, which are the ascorbic acid in vitamin C that I talked about, vitamin E as well, and ferulic acid. And these are 3 antioxidants that work very well together to help make sure that vitamin C both stays stable and is also more effective. A lot of companies decided to take this formula and tweak it a little bit and make their own, and with the benefits of it being a lot cheaper for us as consumers, because SkinCeuticals is, in my opinion, a luxury brand. A lot of celebrities like to buy and use it, and it's bougie. It costs a lot. You get them at spas. You don't go to the drugstore and get it. And this also uses that same trifecta. This has the ferulic acid. This has the vitamin E in the form of alpha-D-tocopherol, which is vitamin E. It is, again, it's just kind of a form of it. And it has ascorbic acid. It's very interesting, though, because SkinCeuticals does not mention whether or not this is L-ascorbic acid or just the generalized ascorbic acid, which has to be broken down into the L-ascorbic acid. It's interesting that they're so specific with it with the tocopherol, but don't do the same kind of knowledge about it with the ascorbic acid, which is the main thing that they are selling with the serum. But it still works and still is very good overall. Besides that, we have things like castor oil and pomegranate seed oil as more antioxidants and more emollients to kind of help with the texture and the feel of the product. And there's some other chemicals. I know that's a dirty word in skincare, but chemical is everything, Karen. There's a lot of chemicals in there just to kind of give it the feel and the ability to just work as a serum without it just being the stuff that's going to burn your skin, and get everything down to the 15% concentration that you are going to see on the bottle. The packaging, I think, is good, where we have this kind of chromy metal top and a plastic base with a big sticker on it, and it's kind of a slippery little bugger, and it comes usually with a sticker when you first buy it right on top of here. And I don't like the sticker. I understand the idea of the sticker where it's trying to say, hey, this has never been opened before, but it's not easy to take the sticker off. This is a very glossy, slippery surface. And this right here is something that you can screw off very easily when trying to take off the sticker, which is a problem. You do not want to open up this pump whatsoever. That will allow air into the fluid concentration and cause oxidation of the vitamin C easy. Do not want that. Instead, you want to lift up the top without any scoring whatsoever, and you're brought to this very good pump design. They used to have an old one that would actually get some gunk crystallized in the nozzle and get everything stuck, but they have since improved it, and it actually is a really good feeling pump mechanism where I can put it right onto my hand, and it's given a very lightweight, slightly kind of amber color to it, but very good, and just melts right into your skin like water. It doesn't immediately absorb, which I like, so I can make sure that I am spreading it through my entire face, and there isn't that much of a smell to it. It doesn't have that hot dog water smell to it that a lot of ferulic acid, vitamin C serums do have. Like, it's not a smell that you'd be looking for, but it's not one that is repulsive and you'd want to never put that on your skin, like the hot dog water stuff. When you see this serum and you want to look at the ingredients list and see how it affects, the first one I immediately compared it to and wanted to compare it to was the Timeless Vitamin C Serum. I really like the Timeless Vitamin C Serum. It also has the vitamin C, it has the vitamin E, and it has the ferulic acid, and comes in a 1 ounce pump that you cannot screw off from, as far as I can tell. And if it is, it's not an easy thing to do. And I believe this is airless because it's raising the base up to push everything instead of pushing air into it, which will then push out liquid. Not a physicist either. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But it's a very similar ingredient composition to the Skin Actives one. And if you're going to be looking at it, you're going to be like, well, what's the difference between the two? They cost the same, it's the same amount, it's in a very similar pump mechanism. Which one should I choose? Long story short, the main difference between the two is the concentration of vitamin C in both of them. The Skin Actives has 15%, and the Timeless has 20%. A lot of people have different sensitivities to how much vitamin C they can tolerate on their skin. Personally, I can tolerate a lot of vitamin C. I can tolerate the full 20%, and it causes no issues, and it works for me, and it's great, and I like it. Though, I have a lot of friends, and I know a lot of people who have had issues with 20% vitamin C, but the 15%, even though it doesn't sound like a huge difference, is a much better fit for their skin type. It won't be as effective, it's still going to be very effective, but will have a much lower chance of irritation, which is a very good sign. Additionally, the Timeless has other ingredients in it compared to the oils I was talking about earlier in the Skin Actives, such as sodium hyaluronate, which is the salt form of hyaluronic acid, as well as panthenol, which are going to be very humectant-based ingredients, where they're going to bring in a lot more moisture to the skin, as opposed to the emollient that are kind of keep the moisture in and be much more spreadable. Texture-wise, I find the Timeless to be even more watery than the Skin Actives, so it's harder to spread around my skin, as I was talking about earlier, which I don't like as much, but has those different benefits. Additionally, if you are somebody who is sensitive to any of these ingredients, like if you have a pomegranate allergy or if you're sensitive to hyaluronic acid, that's going to make the decision a lot easier for you as well. At the end of the day, I will probably not be repurchasing the Skin Active serum, just for the only reason being that the Timeless, being a little bit stronger, works on my skin, and if I can get more vitamin C, I'm going to do it. The Skin Actives is not a bad serum whatsoever, and I highly recommend it towards people who find the Timeless to be irritating and not work for their skin, because it has very, very similar ingredients. They are almost identical serums with a few differences, and they're both great. I hope this was a very good kind of educational, quick dive into both a brand and a product and comparing it towards something that is very accessible for a lot of people. I plan on going through this with a bunch of more products that I've noticed that not very many people are talking about on YouTube or even the internet as a whole, and want to bring that education, bring that information out there for the masses so that you can go make your own informed decision. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and consider giving me a subscribe as well if you want to see more of these in the future. And until then, my name is Griffin, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.